Good morning. Actually, good afternoon, as it turns out. Is it afternoon? It's afternoon. It's afternoon here in the States. I am back home. I'm so happy to be back home. It's day 3 of our 21-day yoga challenge. I'm trying with this silly little microphone, so hopefully it makes hearing me a little bit easier. We're going to do a short flow today, but I want to start with something from a book that I was introduced to years ago called Meditations from the Mat, Daily Reflections on the Path of Yoga by Rolf Gates and Katrina Kennison. I had the pleasure of meeting and doing a practice with Rolf Gates 2 years ago at Omega. I think that's where we were, at the Omega Institute. Great place. He's a great guy. He just has some really awesome insight that I think is helpful as you get into a yoga practice. Some food for thought for the day. So I'll read this, give you some food for thought. We'll do just a little bit of movement, a little shavasana. You'll be on your way. You can fit this in. Absolutely. So at the very beginning of the book, when he's talking about getting into the practice, I rarely teach a yoga class that doesn't include at least one student who is brand new to yoga. Working with beginners affords me an excellent opportunity to observe just what it is we bring to our mats. Despite wide age, gender, socioeconomic, cultural, and physical differences, we all carry some of the same baggage. Whether you are a dancer, a housewife, a grad student, a retired police officer, or an aerobics dropout, you will no doubt confront the same roadblocks to learning that I see students encounter every day: pride and fear. As spirit junkies, we know we are no strangers to fear. If you are new to yoga, chances are you are wrestling not only with the postures, but also with the judgments you pronounce on your efforts. But if you can make a commitment to be a little easier on yourself, I am certain you will enjoy the practice more. If not, you may soon find yourself making all sorts of excuses to avoid practicing altogether. It will become just too painful. When we opt out of experiences that challenge us, it's usually because our pride is in the way. And pride is really just another word for fear, right? The fear of not being enough. Marlon Brando delivered this truth magnificently in Apocalypse Now when, sweating in a nadir of spiritual bankruptcy, he tells his executioner, "It's our judgment that defeats us." We become our own executioners when we sit in judgment of our efforts. Only when we act without judgment can we truly flourish in our lives. Yoga means becoming one. As long as we stand apart in judgment, we sabotage the opportunity for connection and integration that is yoga with ourselves and with others. So I encourage you, get into that canoe and ride with the river. Commit and don't look back. Before our bodies can open, they must first let go. The clenched and guarded muscles must relax, but the mind must relax first. Let's just hold off on judgment for today. It is so hard to do, I understand, but for now, let's just stand at the front of your mat in Tadasana. Front of your mat, Tadasana. Feet on the mat. Feel your feet on the ground. Bring your hands to your heart center. Stand up nice and tall. Feel the crown of your head reaching up even higher as you root down even firmer. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop your right hand down by your legs. Reach up and over. Look up underneath your left arm. And inhale, bring it back up. Stand tall, drop your left arm and reach up and under. Up and over, look under, I should say. Feel your right foot anchored down. Inhale, bring it up, stretch tall. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Get long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet, rise to stand. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet, rise to stand. Is judgment started rising already? Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time like this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet. Rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's lean again. Inhale, reach up. This time left arm down first. Reach up and over with the right. Bring it back up. Reach with both hands. This time right arm comes down. Come up and over. Root down through your left foot. Inhale, bring it up. Stretch tall. Bring your hands to your heart center. I'm going to face you. Stay where you're at the front of your mat, but bend your knees. So it looks like from the side. Bend your knees. Sit your feet, your weight back into your heels. Sit in your chair. Right? So this is a challenge. Like this challenging us right here. Breathe easily. I like to bring a block between my legs. Integrate your inner thighs. This doesn't work. You don't have a block, no worries. Grab a pillow, a blanket, anything. It doesn't matter. Right? Use what you've got. Meet yourself where you're at right now. Engage your belly. Pull your belly button in towards your spine and sit. Right? This will get that workout started. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be too much. You can back out. You can go deeper. It's based on where you're at right now. Meet yourself where you're at. One more deep inhale. Exhale, fold. Back at the front of your mat. Inhale, press through your feet, rise all the way to stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Take your left foot back, bend into your right knee. Stay right here. This is your low lunge. Maybe you're a little bit closer together. Maybe your feet are a little wider apart. Just bring your shoulders over your hips and lunge. Bend as much as you can into your right knee without bending the left. Feel your left hip pull forward, right hip pull back. Reach up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes. You can stay light on your left fingers. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling. Twist. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Tuck your toes. Step your left foot in to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet, rise and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your right foot back. Low lunge. Feel your feet, find your foundation. See if you need more distance between your feet, that's perfect. Inhale, reach up. Crescent lunge, spread through your fingers, put energy there. Put a smile on your face. Inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Drop your right knee, untuck your toes. Take your right hand to the mat. Come up on your fingertips, engage your core. Bring your left hand to the ceiling, twist. You can always use something underneath this hand. This bothers your knee. You tuck your mat. You make adjustments, fit this to your body. Awesome. Inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes. Take your left foot back. Okay, don't judge. You're in a plank. Drop your knees right below where they're at. Kneeling plank. You can so do this. You can so do this. Just drop your hips right in between the back of your knees and your shoulders. Let your neck get long. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows. Keep them in by your sides. Let's open up through the back. Inhale, lengthen. Lift, cobra. Shoulder blades come on your back. Exhale, release. There's no rule for how high you go. Take it to your height. Inhale, lengthen and lift, cobra. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, lift, cobra. Exhale, release. Press through your palms. Bring your big toes together. Take your knees out wide. Drop your forehead. Child's pose. Your hips may be way up here. Your hips may be down low. Your forehead may feel like it's hanging in the middle of nowhere. Bring a block underneath it. Find some place to rest. Find some place to ground down. This is an amazing pose for anyone who feels intimidated, who feels like fear is getting in the way of getting into yoga. Take this pose. Take this pose. Get grounded. If you don't have a block, you can always stack your fists. Bring your hands to the mat. Sit it up. We're going to take it onto your back. So come onto your back. We're going to take just 2 poses before we're almost done. Almost done. Come onto your back. Lay flat. You're going to take your block underneath your hips. Okay, so your legs are up in the air. And just let your legs float. Whatever you're using underneath your hips, it's just a counterbalance to just let your legs float. And release. An inversion, a cooling, relaxing, releasing inversion. This is awesome at the end of the day. You can rest your legs up against the wall. You can see your knees don't have to be straight, they're just floating. I encourage you to take this pose often, for sure. A lifesaver. This in child's pose. I don't know where I would be without them. Let your knees fall into your chest. Take 1 foot down to the mat at a time. Lift your hips. Set the block out of the way. And then bring your knees in towards your chest so your shins are parallel to the ceiling. Keep your arms out like a T. Let both knees drop over to the right. Look over to the left. How far they go is totally up to you. And then take both knees up to the ceiling. Exhale. Look right. Let your knees drop left. Inhale them back up to the ceiling. And give yourself a hug. Both knees hug in. Bring your forehead to your knees. Just squeeze all your muscles from between your eyebrows to your fingertips to your toes. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. Release. Shavasana. Arms and legs go long. You stay right here. I'm just going to sit up so I can keep track of our time. I will sound a chime when Shavasana is over, so no worries about keeping track of the time. It will be sure to soak it in, relax, and release. slowly bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes. Eventually bring your knees into your chest and roll to your right side, the fetal position. And as you're ready, use your hands and your arms, come back up to seated in a comfortable position with your spine nice and long, hands at your heart center and your eyes closed. Just take a moment of gratitude for taking this time for yourself. We'll try and keep it short. We don't need any other obstacles in our way aside from the fear that is already there, that we already placed in our paths. So let's make this easy. Let's try easy with this, okay? You've got this. Take what you need, take what serves you, and just drop what doesn't. Thanks so much for this journey and going on this journey with me. It's really an honor and a privilege. We will see you tomorrow, my friends. Namaste.